Make sure to be a member on the channel, link is in the description. Hello guys, once again it's Matt, and today we have part 2 of yesterday's video on the 4th generation aircraft that should come in the future. First of all, let's thank our sponsors, our members, Lafush and Vivi, and thank you for helping the channel, and make sure to subscribe and be a member if you want to help the channel too. So let's finish up all the nations. There are too many nations, so we ended up having a very big video if you're going to talk about all the single nations and all the single aircraft in one go, So yeah, part 2 of the video. So today we're going to start with Japan and end with Israel. So Japan, I don't think we should receive the F-15J because it is a version of the F-15C, and I think it would be too much at start. But it should receive the F-15J, in the future, but not right now. I think right now we should receive better missiles for the F-4EJ Kai. So probably the AIM-3, maybe the AIM-9L, maybe the AIM-7M, stuff like that that will make the EJ Kai basically hold its ground against the 4th gen coming until we can put the F-15J with all these missiles and stuff without being too OP. But I talked about the Su-27S and the F-15A and the F-18 and stuff like that, and I don't think the F-15J would be too much, I think it's alright. So this would be the two additions, more missiles for the F-4 of course, and the F-15J maybe in the future. For China, we should receive first of all the F-16, for Taiwan. So the F-16A Block 15 that they used the OCU variant. They used the AIM-7F, maybe the AIM-7M if they want to add it. 2 missiles, together with 4 AIM-9s or without the semi-active missiles, the Sparrows, 6 AIM-9. So it would be the AIM-9P4 that they used, or even the AIM-9L. Being the OCU variant, it used Mavericks as well, so it would be a very capable multi-role fighter, very good. And for the Communist China, we should receive probably, as I said before these we should receive more variants of the J8 and stuff, but in the future we probably should receive the J10A. So this is kind of a delicate one. I think it kind of will probably would be too OP, maybe depending on the missiles, but in general the problem with it is that it is very maneuverable. It has a very strong engine, the engine on the Sukhoi 27, the Liuka engine, the Saturn, and it has technically a PESA radar, so it can be able to track 2 targets at the same time with a semi-active missile. So it's like a small version of a MiG-31 in that manner. So it would be probably the only aircraft in the game that can fire 2 semi-active missiles, not active, 2 semi-active missiles at the same time. What missiles? So yeah, it would carry the PL8s or the PL5s, maybe the PL5s. I couldn't find confirming that he used the PL5, but the PL8 would be suffice as the IR missile, the Python 3, and the PL11, which is the aspired missile that we already have in the J8 and the F-104S ASA. So these would be the missiles that they used. Technically can carry 6 missiles, maybe 2 radar and 4 IR, but maybe 4 radar and 2 IR, I don't know. But yeah, it's the same missiles that we already have in game, plus the PL8, which is the Python 3, but with a very good platform. So very good radar. Performance would be probably similar to an F-16, maybe a little bit better because of the engine, but doesn't change much from that. And it is a very good version. Maybe in the future we receive more versions of the J10 then. For Italy, another version of the Tornado, the ADV, it is the same variant that the UK used because they land-leased, I think, until the Eurofighter came. So it is probably the F2. And the missiles probably would be the Skyflash, maybe the Aspide, because they are very similar missiles, but I don't know about the Aspide. But maybe the Aspide and the AIM-9L. So yeah, the Tornado ADV would be that. And the F-16A Block 15 ADF. So that would be also The same as the other Block 15s that we already talked about it, so doesn't change much from them. Same missiles, same radar, 6 missile being 2 radar guided. Very similar to a MiG-29 kind of thing. For France, we should receive, first of all, let's put this aircraft in here because I actually forgot to put it in the third generation videos. It is the Super Tandar, which is just a better version of the normal Tandar with radar, magics, and the 8K50 engine, which is kind of I think it's a 9K50 version without the afterburner, so very good aircraft. It is just a better version of the Tandar that we already have, so not much to talk about it. But yeah, the main aircraft that France received, it's the Mirage 2000, of course, the C and the D variant. The C being the interceptor variant with the Super 530s and the Magic 2s, and the D variant would be a 2-seater variant, so a little bit more heavy, but with more bombs and stuff like that. Still be able to carry the Super 530 and the Magic 2 and stuff like that. It would be under the F1, of course, C, and then the F1 CT. The D variant and the C variant and the D variant respectively. Jesus. But yeah, the Mirage 2000 fly-by-wire, just 4 missiles, 2 radar guided and 2 IR guided, but still very, very capable and very good aircraft. For Sweden, there's not much to do. The AGS-37 would be just a better version of the AG-37, so maybe more payloads and stuff like that, but doesn't change much. In real life, the changes were just in software and radar and stuff like that, so doesn't change much. And the JA-37D, which is a version, upgraded version of the JA-37C, with a better radar, better software, better avionics and stuff like that, and be able to carry the AIM-120 again. These are aircraft that I don't know if they are actually able to carry these, because it would be kind of OP to have these, but maybe 2 missiles of those are probably not that OP, the AIM-120A, if you're facing MiG-29s and Su-27s, F-15s and stuff like that. Maybe it's not that OP, but I don't know. Maybe in the far future. And another thing is the AIM-9L, of course, and the AIM-9L for the JA-37C, which would make it a little bit, tiny bit better as well. And for the last nation, 2 aircraft for Israel. Of course, there are some aircraft that I think should receive more missiles, like the Kafir with the Python missiles. But we should receive 2 American aircraft, the F-16A Nets and the F-15A. So the F-16A would be the Block 10 on the Peace Marble 1 program. The missiles would be the same, 6 missile, 2 IR, 4 IR, and 2 BVR. Maybe 6 IR if you want to do that. So AIM-9s, AIM-9Ls, and stuff like that. AIM-7Fs, AIM-7Ms, and Python 3s, missiles like that. And the F-15A would be basically the same armament as the F-16. But just in the platform of the F-15. I think the F-16 would be under the Kafir, and the F-15 maybe under the F-4E. So yeah, pretty good aircraft, and yeah, I think it's a bright future that we have in War Thunder. I think we are going to the right direction, and a fun direction especially, and I think it is just a matter of time until we see all these aircraft that I saw and I told you about it. And yeah, this is the end of the video, so make sure to subscribe, make sure to leave it in the comments if I forgot some aircraft, and yeah, these are my ideas for 4th gen aircraft that should be received, and this is the end of part 2. So yeah, make sure to take a look on the part 1 and the 3rd generation videos, okay? So I see you guys on the next one, and bye guys, see ya.